The power and purpose of fasting. God made the human body to work like a finely tuned machine that is full of strength, but just like any machine, it needs fuel to keep working. The fuel for our bodies is called food. God gave us the feeling of hunger to make sure we eat and give our bodies the fuel they need. Hunger is our body's way of saying it needs food. When we eat, it fills that hunger and gives us the energy we need to live and keep going. This is part of how God designed nature to keep everything in balance and moving. So why would anyone choose not to eat? Today, we are used to eating 3 meals a day. We hear over and over again that a good breakfast is the most important meal of the day. In school, we were taught that eating 3 full meals and getting exercise would help us grow strong and healthy. So again, why would anyone skip meals? Most of the time, people stop eating to follow a diet. They do this to lose weight or to improve their health. But there are also people who choose not to eat for spiritual reasons. In the Bible, this is called fasting. Fasting is when someone stops eating for a certain amount of time to focus on a spiritual purpose or to get closer to God. Fasting in the Bible. Think about this example from the Old Testament. Said this is to be a law for you that lasts forever. On the 10th day of the 7th month you must humble yourselves and do no work at all, whether you are an Israelite or a foreigner living among you. Leviticus 16:29. This fast was kept on a special day called the Day of Atonement, which is also known by its Hebrew name, Yom Kippur. The words on Yom Kippur mean a Day of Atonement. On this day, God commanded his people to fast once every year. Everyone had to take part. Why did everyone fast? Because God wanted all his people to remember the serious and sacred meaning of being forgiven and saved. It was a time to reflect on the importance of their relationship with God. On the Day of Atonement, the high priest had a very important job. He went into the Holy of Holies, the most sacred place in the temple, and offered the blood of an animal. This was done to cover the sins of all the people. He must wash his body with water in the holy place, put on his special clothes, and then come out and offer his own burnt offering and the burnt offering for the people. He will do this to make peace between them and God and receive forgiveness for their sins. Leviticus 16:4. Because the Day of Atonement was all about asking God to forgive the sins of the whole nation, everyone fasted. Fasting helped them connect with the high priest, who gave up a spotless lamb on their behalf. It reminded them that someone had to pay the price for their wrongdoings, and it showed they were truly sorry for their sins. Jesus said to his followers, "When you fast, don't make a sad or gloomy face like those who pretend to be holy. They make themselves look miserable so that people will notice they are fasting. I tell you the truth, they've already gotten all the reward they'll get. But when you fast, put oil on your head and wash your face so that no one can tell you're fasting. Only your unseen Father in heaven will know. And your Father, who sees what you do privately, will reward you." Matthew 6:16-18. When you give up eating, whether enjoyable or necessary, you draw God's attention. Jesus warned not to show off your fasting. He told his followers not to do it for attention or praise. The words, "when you fast," show that Jesus views fasting as a real and important spiritual practice. Fasting means choosing to stop fulfilling a physical desire, usually eating for a time, so you can focus on something spiritual. Instead of eating, you spend that time in private prayer, asking for God's help and power in the spiritual world. But if you are skipping food just to be admired by others, then their praise will be the only reward you get. If you've never fasted before, the idea of going without food for any period may feel daunting. Many people are concerned about how it will feel. Will hunger be painful? Will I be able to endure? Some worry about temptations, like seeing a commercial suggesting a chocolate bar will help an afternoon slump. Others wonder what their friends will think. Will they think I'm strange if they find out I'm fasting? The answer is clear. Fasting is not something you do to show off to your friends, and most of the time, you don't even mention it to them. Jesus said, "When you fast, Put oil on your head and wash your face, so no one can tell you are fasting. Matthew 6:17-18. Fasting is a personal promise between you and God. Still, there are times when fasting with others is needed, like with your church or prayer group. Ezra fasted with 4,000 people, and Esther asked all Jews to fast and pray for God's help. Every year in May, Christians are invited to join the National Day of Prayer and Fasting. Fasting is not the same thing as going on a diet. It's not just about cutting out food to be healthier. There are many kinds of fasts meant for spiritual growth, and many reasons to fast along with prayer. Fasting is a practice from the Bible that helps people grow spiritually and become strong in prayer. Some think Christians don't need discipline, but spiritual strength comes from training, just like fasting. We are part of Christ's army, and a good soldier must be trained in many ways. Fasting is one of those ways. Jesus told his followers that when you pray for others, Satan will try to stop you. Fasting is tough, like climbing a steep hill. It takes effort both in your body and in your spirit. But the rewards are worth it. If this is your first time fasting, start small. God will see and honor your first step of faith. What's in your heart is what matters. Just like with a marriage proposal, it's not about how big the gesture is, but how sincere it is. If you've never fasted before, try skipping just one meal to begin. In the Old Testament, Jewish people fasted one day a year for Yom Kippur, from sunset to sunset. You can follow this by skipping dinner, then skipping breakfast and lunch the next day. Most people ended the fast with a regular evening meal. Jesus said, "Truly I tell you, whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven. If two of you agree about anything they ask for, it will be done for them by my Father in heaven." Matthew 18:18-19. Fasting with others helps you concentrate better, creates spiritual unity, and gives you strength to overcome doubt and weakness. Before you start fasting, ask yourself, why are you doing this fast? David had a reason to fight Goliath. What challenge are you facing? What is your Goliath? Write down your reasons. Don't just keep them in your head, put them on paper. Having a clear goal helps you stay focused. Don't treat fasting like a small or casual thing. Make a strong and serious decision. Go beyond just thinking or talking about it. Take real action. God looks at your heart and will bless your faith. Different types of fasts. 1. Absolute fast, no food and no water at all. Paul did this for 3 days after meeting Jesus, Acts 9:9. This kind of fast is not for beginners. 2. Normal fast, no solid food, only liquids. This is how Jesus fasted, Luke 4. Some people also avoid drinks like soda or juice during this time. 3. Partial fast, Daniel fast. You cut out certain foods like meat, sweets, or wine. This is based on Daniel 1:12 and 10:3. 4. John Wesley's fast. He ate only bread and drank water for 10 days before Methodist meetings. This led to powerful spiritual experiences. 5. Rotation fast, often used in health settings. You fast for a day, then slowly bring back one kind of food each day to see how your body reacts. How to choose the right fast. Here are a few things to keep in mind. First-time fasting. If this is your first time, begin with a short fast. A one-day fast with only liquids is a good start. Purpose matching. Pick a type of fast that fits your reason for fasting. Comfort level. Choose a fast that you feel okay with. Timing. Think about your calendar. Don't plan a fast during big events like holidays or weddings. It's best not to start with a long fast. A one-day fast is easier to manage and still shows your faith in God. May God give us the understanding to know the real purpose of fasting. Let us remember, it's not just about skipping meals, it's about being honest with God and wanting a deeper connection with Him through prayer. Let us fast not to be seen by others, but to be seen by God, who looks into our hearts and blesses us openly. We thank Him for the strength and self-control. Fasting brings us, it reminds us to trust more in God and less in ourselves. Amen. If you found this message helpful, please consider subscribing so you won't miss our future videos. Together, we can grow in knowledge and reach more people with truth and wisdom. Thank you for being with us. May God bless you.